What finely engineered piece of equipment is made of surgical-grade stainless steel, generates more than 60 times the G-force of a space shuttle launch, and also tackles ring around the collar? Time to pay some respect to the workhorse of the laundromat, the Dexter commercial washer. This modern marvel has over 650 parts, and after it cleans your clothes, it takes them through a dizzying 700 RPM spin cycle that packs an incredible centrifugal force of 200 Gs. G-force is a measure of acceleration. Each G equals the force of gravity on Earth at sea level. Astronauts endure 3 Gs at liftoff, 5 Gs and you pass out. But 200 Gs will wring the last drops of water from your jeans and towels in just 4 minutes. This machine is designed not only to withstand that kind of force, but to run 16 to 20 hours a day for 20 years straight. That's about 36,000 wash cycles before it retires. The inner drum spins the clothes. The outer drum holds the water. Designed for life in a wet and soapy environment, both layers are made from rust-resistant surgical-grade stainless steel, which arrives in pallets at the factory. The sheets that become the inner drums get as many holes as can fit on them without actually destroying them. The holes, all 4,736 of them, have to be big enough to let the water flow, but small enough not to swallow buttons or catch on the clothing. The operator has to move each piece through the press manually. Fail to line up the sheet correctly, and it'll be scrap in the blink of an eye. Workers curl each sheet into a roll and weld the ends together. Finally, the drum's tops and bottoms get welded on. Everything has to be even and tightly welded, or else the drum will never spin smoothly. The finished drums have to be strong enough to hold up under those intense G-forces. How strong? They make them out of the same stuff they use to build bridges and skyscrapers: structural steel. Anything less couldn't handle the drum's spin cycle. When you're making washing machines designed to survive 200 Gs dozens of times a day in these close quarters, you don't want to leave anything to chance. So the folks at the Dexter Washing Machine Company would rather make the most critical components themselves than rely on anyone else. This is the bearing housing. Its job is to absorb the energy from the machine's whirling drums, and it has to be cast perfectly, or the washing machine might become dangerously unstable. To make a bearing housing, scrap iron, steel, and a kind of furnace fuel called coke are fed into a giant melting pot called a cupola. The coke helps raise the temperature to the melting point, about 2,800 degrees. This holding furnace keeps 40 tons of molten metal hot until it's ready to be poured into silica sand molds. It takes between 30 and 90 minutes for the metal to set. Now, to make a whole greater than the sum of its parts. The inner drum goes on top, and 4 long rods are bolted in. Then the worker trues up the assembly. This gauge makes sure that the center line of the drum lines up with the center line of the shaft. If it's off by even a fraction of an inch, the machine will have a very short and very violent career. Of course, the washer needs a motor and some plumbing. And now the most burning question of all. Why is a washing machine door made out of glass? Believe it or not, it's because customers love to watch their clothes swish around in the suds. With all the circuitry installed, workers install the part dear to the heart of every laundromat owner, the money slot. These washers can be fitted with a traditional coin slot or a modern debit card system. An inspector runs each finished machine through a full 23-minute cycle to check for leaks. Once a washer passes muster, workers slap on some stainless steel outer panels. And after just a day on the production line, this gleaming Goliath is ready for a lifetime of dirty work.